Mom is getting married and dad is beside himself with pain. I, female 21, have never seen my dad, male 43, cry in my entire life, but last Saturday, I came home and found him scrolling my mom's, female 40, and my mom's friend's Instagram looking at pictures from my mom's engagement. She is getting married next summer with a big wedding. When he saw me, it was like now I caught him having emotions. He could finally break down and he started sobbing like a child, telling me how he has always loved my mom and that he's missed her since the day she left. He told me that he never stopped thinking about her since they separated 6 years ago. My mom and dad met at college and they fell head over heels in love. They fell pregnant with me very soon, and even if I wasn't planned, they were ecstatic and couldn't wait to meet me. They eloped before I was born. For 15 years the love my parents had for each other was what everybody talked about. Goals. I had the most amazing upbringing with two of the kindest people who showed me what love and respect was, until my mom's best friend from childhood, Karen, moved in with us after her husband cheated on her with her own sister. My mom did everything to help her and her two children stand back on their feet. She let her stay with us. She made her favorite foods, was a shoulder to cry on, and even paid for her and her children's therapy and looked for apartments for them near us. One day, when Karen had been living with us for 2 months, my mom went home earlier and found her and my dad in mom's own bed. That was the worst time of my life. Everything was upside down and everything I knew about love and hate was turned on its head. Mom moved out that same moment, never to return to her home again. I wanted to live with mom, but since I was 15 I couldn't really choose without putting mom in an expensive and lengthy custody battle, so I accepted to split 50-50 between my parents. A month later my dad and Karen became official. When I turned 16 I moved permanently with mom and only visited dad 1 to 2 weekends a month, until him and Karen broke up 2 years later and I could visit him more often. So now he was in the kitchen crying and telling me how he hates himself every day for what he did, how he missed mom all the time, but then about his resentment towards her too, how she never gave him a chance to explain or even apologize. She just discarded him like he never existed in her life. He told me that the last time my mom spoke directly to him was when she caught them and said, "OHH, how cliché of you two." She never talked or looked at him again. He was so angry about how she moved on so fast with new apartment, new friends, new job, new look while he was stuck, not even daring to move from our home not to lose the last traces of her. I was shocked because that's not how I remember mom after the split at all. I remember her turning into someone she never was, all her happiness and optimism gone. She cried whenever she thought nobody was watching. The weeks I lived with her, dinner was wine and some microwave food. She lost a lot of weight and she worked all the time. She continued for years to go to the same restaurant she and dad went to on date night every Thursday. She still remembered dad's birthday and made pancakes for breakfast, and on their anniversary, she went to the restaurant they had their first date and sat alone. She slept in one of his t-shirts that she managed to take with her every night, and she still visited my grandma's, dad's, grave for her death anniversary, just a day after, not to bump into my dad. She kept her hair long because dad loved her hair. She probably didn't know I knew all this because she tried to keep a happy facade whenever I was home. But I knew, and for dad not to know how he really broke her? I felt a mixture of hurt and anger and disappointment. I don't know if I can tell my dad about mom's years after the breakup. I hate that he has the wrong idea about her being cold and unbothered. I want him to know what he has done, really done, even though he will probably hate himself more. I also want him to know that she did love him very much even after he betrayed her. Maybe he can find solace in the knowledge that she has mourned him for a long time, and maybe he should be happy for her now. At the same time, if he really didn't know any of this, maybe that was mom's wish? Maybe she wanted it to be this way? I don't know. She never was the one to shy away from feelings and being honest with how we really feel, with the exception of trying to protect her daughter. I don't know. Should I talk to dad? Should I talk to mom? Ask her permission? My mom never told anyone that she was seeing her fiancé until he proposed. I think they have been seeing each other for 2 years. That was when she cut her hair short and I started seeing her become her old self that I miss so much again. I'm so happy for her, and her guy is brilliant. They had an over-the-top engagement party last week and are planning an over-the-top wedding in June. I can't wait for her to start her new chapter.